through to 9. I call the Honourable Member Grant Robertson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Part 5 begins with clause 181, as you've so accurately stated for the House, Mr. Chair. And it is a rewritten clause by the committee, but essentially what it does is it introduces the new $40 administration fee. Now, earlier in the debate, some members across the House said, what difference does $40 make? Well, it does make a difference because it's a new fee being included on a loan into a loan scheme. It means it has to be paid back. This is a new fee. It's something the government's introducing. It needs to have a reason for introducing it. And what we seem to see when we look at the regulatory impact statement and when we look at the bill and we look at the justification for the bill is that there isn't actually a justification for a new administration fee for the scheme. What we're told is the good changes that we've all approved of in Part 1 of the bill around the electronic arrangements for communication, around more transparency about loan balances, around the better ability to communicate about loan balances, will in fact save money. This is more loan repayments will actually come back in as a result of the changes in this bill. That's a good thing. We also learn that there's a new computer system that's on the way that's going to actually enable better, easier, faster processing of student loan related matters. So if we put those two things together, Mr. Chair, why then does there need to be a new administration fee put in? I don't think the reasoning actually stacks up, which is why on the side of the House it's easy for us to become suspicious that this is actually effectively the beginning of an interest by stealth on student loans. Because we know that the National Party does not believe that student loans should be interest-free. For those of us who campaigned around the 2005 election, I think we all remember the attitude of the National Party at that time to interest-free student loans. In this House, John Key, then not the leader of the National Party, but I think possibly the finance spokesperson at the time, said that the National Party would oppose interest-free student loans with every bone. He would oppose it with every bone in his body. Every bone in his body. Well, the bones have shattered, haven't they? The bones were weak, calcium deficiency in those bones because... No, that's true, Mr. Mallard. It's how you recover from it, Mr. Mallard. That's what it is. And unfortunately, in the case of the National Party, they simply have decided for political reasons that they're going to stick with the interest-free student loan scheme. And we've seen, since they've come into office in 2008, that they've bridled against this. Stephen Joyce and John Key have both bridled against it, saying, that it doesn't make any sense, the policy of interest-free student loans. And Stephen Joyce has had officials desperately looking for how they can, to quote him, dampen demand for tertiary education. What a ridiculous notion that is, but dampen demand for tertiary education, and this has been done through changes around the fringes of the student loan scheme, and these have been mentioned earlier in this debate. For instance, the most recent of those, which is not allowing over 55-year-olds to borrow the student loan living component. I've had 2 people in my electorate office in recent times who've had concerns about the fact that they will not be able to retrain after having gone out of work in their 50s because they won't have access to that support. So they're the changes that have been made by this national government around the student loan scheme, but they can't get to the interest-free bit, the bit they really want to get to. And so here in clause 181, Mr. Chair, we have the replacement for that, the $40 fee. Now there's one good thing, and it should be noted, that under clause 181.2, if you're already paying your establishment fee, i.e. the first year that you set up your loan, you won't have to pay it. Well, that's great. So in your first year, you get away with just $60, but from your second year of study, wherever you are, it's effectively $100. It's effectively $100 when you've got the $60 and the $40. So you've got $100 being charged now to borrowers for the management of their loan accounts. This is a new fee. I don't believe the government has justified it sufficiently. I think that the evidence that came before the Select Committee in fact shows that it's not necessary to introduce this new $40 fee under clause 181. I actually believe that it's a revenue grab It does not make sense alongside the increased repayments that are expected to come in for this. It does not make sense alongside the savings that are meant to come in terms of efficiencies with other parts of the bill.
The question is,
Mr. Chair.
I call the honourable member David